Oh, you ugly as shit, boy.
Just leave the music to us.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 12, the Player Matchup Podcast. Joined by my niggas again, Howie,
Yo, it's your boys popping.
DTV,
What's up?
Kassan,
What's up?
and we got
Got a new nigga.
a special guest today. We have PrettyBoyJackal.
What am I?
What's
Nah, you
five?
really pretty? I can't tell.
Well, we all know what you look like, Howie. So
But my name isn't
I'd rather
Pretty
leave
Boy Howie though. It's just Howie.
exactly, for a very obvious reason. So,
Damn, that's a shame.
Damn, man.
no, I want to be nice. I want to be nice, man. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
What?
Man,
You got it. You
but
got
this
it,
the
Howie.
party though. Everyone gets to smoke in the party, bro. Like that's the thing. Like it's not personal in here. It's just funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Jackal, you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I play fighting games competitively. I have been a sponsored player. I've been in the fighting community, competing, like the competitive community, for about 8 years now, almost. And I've been a sponsored player for 4.5 years, almost 5. The team that I'm currently with is Dynamic Focus, run by the lovely Miss Aziza Brown. Hey, mamas. And the games that I play, I mainly compete in Mortal Kombat 11 and recently added Power Rangers Battle for the Grid along with Def Jam Fight from New York.
Oh, Def Jam is in your official lineup now?
All dead games.
Well, I had to make it official. I entered my very first Def Jam tournament while I was under my old team, Broken Alliance Gaming, and I talked to the CEO and I was telling him like, hey, you know, this game actually has a lot of depth to it and has a fairly decent community. If I can pull it, like if I do well in this, you know, is it cool if I go ahead and compete for this stuff? And they're like, yeah, you know, we let you rock. And that's when I went to CEO and got third. So
Yeah, I remember watching that. I wish I could have been there.
You play
yeah,
much of
We talking
Icon?
about Def Jam? We talking about Def Jam tournament?
Yes, CEO,
Oh.
2019.
technically,
remember that.
that CEO wasn't my very first Def Jam tournament. I entered Def Jam at CEO Taku 2018, and I also entered Def Jam at a different tournament like the year before that, and got my ass beat like both times. But I wasn't really taking it serious. It wasn't until after CEO Taku that I started taking it serious, and CEO 2019 was the first year that I was like legitimately trying to win.
I remember, actually, that's where I met you. I found out about you in the Def Jam Discord.
Yep. Start of something beautiful.
Yes, sir. Google search, and I actually saw you as a fighting EX Layer player.
Yep. Also competed in that for a short stint. I would like to get back into it, but just kind of have a bit too much on my plate right now. But yeah, Fighting EX Layer was another side project of mine. I really liked the game, and I performed very well at it, and decided to try my hand at that. That game brought me my first major title win, by the way. I never won a major until Fighting EX Layer. I've won regionals, but never a major.
And I'm not gonna lie, when I searched you on Google, that video was like one of the first ones that popped up. Was you winning that tournament?
Yeah,
It's
it was
funny.
crazy.
Jackal was like the first person I saw on my YouTube feed for a while. You know, like a month or two back. And it was
Bro,
because
I'm out here, man.
you were like, yeah, hell yeah, nigga, you are here commenting Winter Brawl, I think, or was it Winter Brawl? I'm
Never
not
been
sure.
to
It was
Winter Brawl.
something. You never been to
I've been
Winter
to
Brawl?
Big E tournaments. I've been to Big E tournaments, but never won a
Frosty
brawl.
Frostings. You have been to Frosty Frostings?
Yes, I did commentary
Okay,
for
you-
MK11 for top 16 all the way through top 8.
I think that was the one. But you were on my like top of my YouTube feed for a while. I was like, what the fuck is this ugly?
Yeah, A lot of people, I'm kind of low key about it, but yeah, I've been pretty active within the fighting game community for a while now. I used to actually be a TO. I used to run a local tournament scene, like local tournament event here in my city called Brutality. Unfortunately, I'm not, running it anymore. Things didn't work out with me and the venue owner, along with a couple individuals. But yeah, like I've done that. I've ran brackets at majors, at regionals. Like I do commentary. I've actually been doing commentary for quite some time too. I've been doing commentary for about 6 years.
Yeah, it seems like you've done like basically every part of the tournament. You've participated, you've commentated, you've ran tournaments.
Yeah, for the most part, everything except maybe, production. That's the next step for me. I want to start working behind the scenes, getting in on the production floor, whether it be camera work or running, even streaming, right? Like running the broadcast, audio engineering, maybe. Yeah, that's just basically what I have my sights set on now.
What's up?
You know what I'm saying? Speaking about sites, Mortal Kombat released a very pretty update this week. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath.
Beautiful
and,
update.
Oh my goodness. You got new stages, you got new brutalities, we got friendships.
So y'all know that I'm going through personal problems over here, so I ain't got no internet. But I was able to download this shit today at my sister's crib, and boy, let me tell you, this is some good action.
It's just raw as hell, huh?
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying not to say it because y'all some bitches with it, bro. Like,
It's raw.
You gotta find new words, man.
it's a very not shallow and pedantic update, yo. Like, the one thing that I'm seeing right now is that I'm looking at right now during this podcast is, Shredder Sub-Zero is so godlike, bruh.
I actually forgot that skin was in the game. It does look really cool, and I think it's Sub-Zero's best skin, but I don't play that fucking character, so.
Right. Yeah, the first one was definitely
I'm
his
play
best.
Avalanche.
Yeah.
I'm definitely pick up Avalanche to make this boy, to make you and Jackal mad.
Howie, you gotta.
I'm not really worried anymore because now my character has.
Oh yeah, speak about that. Inform us about these buffs that your character got.
It basically just gives him the tools that everyone else has been playing with for the past year. That was one of his main issues. It wasn't that he didn't have shit. It was that he didn't have enough shit. He didn't have everything that you needed. We all spoke, like every Shao Kahn player, like true Shao Kahn player would tell you that he basically feels unfinished. Like there was stuff that was supposed to be in there that just maybe didn't get put in there or didn't make it, or they just forgot, or they were rushed. I don't know, whatever reason it may be. But it was kind of fucked up because, again, it went on for a year. So now that they finally added it in there, now he can actually play the game. And then them changing the properties of his 4-3-4 1+3 string, the grab, to make it an actual tick grab, it's beautiful. Because that means that he actually has more depth to his strike throw game, because that was always how his mix up worked. He was always about the strike throw mix up, staggers and stuff. But now they've added a little bit more depth to it, which is really nice. People still think he sucks, but I don't think so.
I never thought. I mean, hell no, I thought the character sucked, but there'd be some players cooking with him though that I seen. But even then, like y'all had to work so hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie with you, Jackal. Like, you're saying that everyone who plays Shao Kahn can tell you that it feels like an incomplete character, bro. I don't play the character. I can tell you that character feels incomplete as shit, bro. Like, he felt so weird. Like, it was like something was missing from that character. But now that he has special countable strings now. He gets good damage now, bro. Like, I saw the damage. I saw that tweet that you shared, or I think AXG, whatever Axel shared.
Yeah.
And it's like, boy, like that damage looking good, and that shit looking like it's the same combo you was doing before, but you gain like 40% now.
Yeah, essentially they gave him the ability to make his damage stick, because he always was a heavy hitter. It was just, with the way the breakaway system worked, he rarely ever got the opportunity to get that damage, and you always were almost always reserved to cut combos short and go for pre-setups, which isn't the worst thing in the world because he's still hurt even with that being said. But it's just that now, like you actually have a choice. You don't have to go for the heavy hitting combo all the time. Like he still hurts. Like even if he cuts the combo short now, he gets what, 25, 28%?
Yeah. When we were playing, you were still like pretty much hit me with 300 damage combos, even though you were doing like the breakaway version.
Yeah, and if you do break away, it's even worse, right? So, it's not like it's a really good change of pace.
Man, that's funny. Like the shittiest character in the game. Now he doing like almost half health combos, bro. Yo, can we talk about this fucking like this really isn't the big thing, but this bugs me. Well, I mean, it might be a big thing if you really care about the game, but like, what's with these fucking these useless crushing blows? Like Fujin has that. What is that? What is this shit? Like fucking, he whips a button, but if the second hits twice, then it combos. But it's like, how the fuck you gonna hit that?
Yeah, 4-3-1.
Like, yeah, that's some Johnny Cage shit. Like that's a useless, yo. Like,
I was talking to somebody about this earlier. I feel like it's a crushing blow that's kind of tailored towards using Oki, like a meeting, or basically catching somebody sleeping in neutral, because Fujin's 4-3 is a pretty far-reaching low, and extending that move just a slightly bit in case somebody tries to go for a whiff punish, but they do it late. You could probably get the crushing blow that way, or if you try to go for a meaty and they wake up buttons, then they could get popped that way. I feel like that's what it is. It's definitely a more awkward crushing blow to use. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, though. It's a little bit different.
There's so many in the game that's like that, though, where it's like, hit the second hit. And I do understand, like, for Fujin, I don't think the requirement is to miss the first hit, though. It's just hit the second one 2 times in a row or something like that.
There's 2 different ones off of his kick string. So he has forward 3-1 and forward 4-3. Forward 4-3 is the one where you have to hit the overhead combo, the overhead part of the combo twice.
Okay.
4-3-1 is the one where you have to miss the first hit and connect with the second.
And that one is weird because it's 4-3 is a slide, isn't it? So it's like,
yeah,
that normal is very likely for like somebody to block it. But what can he special cancel out of his 4-3?
Yes.
That's what the great counters only do, though. I'll tell you that. Just from looking at it, like, boy, that shit goes far.
Yeah.
Yep. It slides under projectiles. It's special cancelable, so he can actually get damage off of it.
I kind of wish that was the crushing blow requirement, to slide under a projectile. That would
be pretty neat.
Oh, and they killed my character. I mean, they didn't kill him, but 1-2 is not plus anymore, bro.
Oh, you talking about Liu Kang?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Well, I don't. Howie, do you have the changes?
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in training mode, right? I'm pretty much gonna be in training mode this entire podcast, but like, yeah, because I haven't had a chance to, bro. Like, now I got this shit downloaded and I have it on disc, so I don't have to worry about like having an internet connection for this shit, because this is the only game I have on disc, so I'm fucking with this shit.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was very scared for Jax when this update came out, because in MKX, every single patch that came out, they nerfed Jax for no reason at all. Jax was always. He was always just outside of like top tier, and I feel like with every patch they wanted to make sure he stayed in that spot, and that shit got me tight, and I was hoping they didn't do the same thing with him in this game. But how fucking relieved I was when I saw that he actually got a buff this patch. And this nigga, oh my god, the damage he does in Grin and Barrett now is like fucking, bro, I love it. Like, 300 damage anywhere on the screen, Shine.
Okay, man. So what's this with armor break? So now everyone has an armor breaking move?
Yes, everybody has an armor break move. Some are a lot better than others. Shao Kahn was one of the characters that was blessed with armor breaks. Jackal, you want to go over what they are?
Yeah, sure. So Shao Kahn has 3 armor breaking moves. 2 of them, I mean, like one of them is very specific. So his not universal because it's different in the third variation, but he has his scum grab, which is his anti-air grab that breaks armor. His shoulder, the down amplify option, which is the downward punch that breaks armor. So there's scenarios where if you try to hit Shao Kahn's shoulder, they'll break away immediately. So now in that scenario, if you commit to the down amplify version of it, they'll get hit, and then you get a pop up for an even further extended combo, which actually was up for a lot of damage. I was practicing that stuff. I was like, ooh.
And that's actually the that's the armor break that's used in that Twitter video Howie was talking about, right?
Yeah. So I basically did shoulder, down shoulder, like the down version of the amplified shoulder, and what it does is that it pops them up right in front of you, and all you do is just start the combo from there. You don't even have to move. You just push the attack or whatever.
Man, that shit fire. The one that you kept on using a lot in the match, I didn't see you use the shoulder one at all, but the grab out of the air. And well, like I wanted to ask you, what was the reason you used that one over the like shoulder, like almost every single time?
So one thing about the armor breaking moves that people are starting to realize is that not all of them are, for lack of a better term, like practical. So in that scenario, when people immediately break shoulder, it's almost always an input error. They're not always looking to do that because they're looking to see what I do, right? I could not meter burn at all, and then you just broke away for nothing. So they're more likely to let me do the launcher first to see what I do next, and to look for a possible better opportunity to break the combo. But the grab, that one has more versatility because he can combo into it. He has kind of like anti-breakaway routes, so that way he can hit you, and then if you try to break away while he's hitting you, he cancels into it anyway and grabs you out of it. So that's the reason why I'm sticking to it, because it already does great damage on its own. I can combo into it from multiple routes, which means that I can trick you into breaking away into it, and it's just more viability all around regarding it.
That is true, because I was getting caught by that sometimes, where I would be like, I'm gonna choose to break out late. Yeah, most people don't break out early.
Nah, and that's the thing that I feel like people don't talk about enough, because in all honesty, even though breakaway was annoying, that just meant that people weren't really doing that much research into it. It's not much different than dealing with burst or combo breaker, you know what I mean, like in Killer Instinct. And not to mention, several characters had kind of like breakaway safe routes. So Scorpion, for example, he has a combo route off of his amplified teleport where he does, I think, forward 3, the little step kick.
Yeah.
And then if they don't break away, he can link, I think it's 1-1 or 2-2 off of it and continue the combo. But if they break away, because of the timing of the juggle, you can actually see the breakaway and you're not overcommitting. So you can set up your Oki afterwards. Same thing like Shao Kahn. If he reads that you're going to do a breakaway, he could call a taunt instead. And the amount of time it takes for you to wake up from the hard knockdown for doing a breakaway, you can't punish it. You know, so. And
now he has a damage buff active.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and it's not even just with breakaway. Flawless blocking, micro ducking, everything has a counter to it to a certain extent. And people don't talk about that stuff enough. You know, you have these strings that do have gaps that you can flawless block, but nobody's thinking about strategies to blow that up, right? Because what do you have to do in order to flawless block? You have to let go of block. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there are strategies that you can use to try to catch somebody doing that, so you can either get the hit or potentially get away with doing something different, possibly unsafe. Because in order to flawless block, you have to be pretty on point with it, right? And if you're clicking block, given that there are... What?
No, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, given that there is some recovery animations to letting go of block, you could potentially like stuff the block attempt or the flawless block attempt by using those different strategies. So for Shao Kahn, for example, he has a flawless block gap in his 4-3-4. You can do 4-3 annihilation, 4-3 lunge hammer, which is also safe. You know what I mean? Like, force them to pay attention to what's happening instead of trying to autopilot. But people don't talk about that stuff. They're just like, oh, there's a gap.
Yeah.
String sucks.
It's things that come down to the player matchup.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. Ding, 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 ding.
Got it. But I'm actually kind of disappointed that you guys have not played the story at all, man. Like this This
Yeah,
aftermath
right.
story
Like
mode.
fallacies, nigga. Like what?
I definitely wanted to talk to. Do you care about spoilers at all, Jackal, for the story?
You said what?
Do you care about spoilers for the aftermath storyline?
I do. I
Okay.
do. I've watched a few streams showcasing the story, but they were really just like for 2 minutes. I wanted to see kind of what it was looking like, if people were digging it, you know, if it was trash. Because if it was trash, I was going to be less worried about it, right? But it seems to be pretty good, so I was going to be looking into it eventually.
Man, cause I'm not gonna lie, I had a fucking great experience. It's the same length as the story mode in the game, the regular story mode.
How long
Nice.
is the regular story mode?
So the regular story mode, you can beat it, I say, in about maybe 3 hours. You just playing it in one sitting. It's not very long. Mortal Kombat story mode's never been that
That's a
long.
lot of content right there.
Yeah, for a fighting game. So like, if you put them together, it's like a 6-hour long story mode for people who haven't played the first one. And bro, man, I'm just saying, Sung is great, bro. They brought that nigga back, yo. I just love. Fuck Shang Tsung. I'm saying hashtag fuck Shang Tsung. That nigga not good in any hood at all, anywhere.
He is not, bro. Like he is too hot to be brought out anywhere in any realm in that universe, dog.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you pull up, hey yo, my nigga Shang, you'll be waiting for this nigga. Get him.
What happened?
I'm not gonna say what happened in the story because Jackal hasn't played it yet.
But man, bro, you cannot take him anywhere, nigga. Like
No.
so many problems just because he was there. Like if he wasn't there and they just told him the shit they want him to do, y'all can go past and
They
shit.
be like,
I
yeah,
fuck
go
with you.
ahead. It's all good, baby.
But they see Shang Tsung like, huh? Nah.
So, Kasson, DTV, have you guys seen anything for the game that would make you consider buying it?
Oh no, because that's just $80.
It's Canadian
Oh yeah,
prices.
man. See, like I told like DTV say he'll get it, but
Wait,
NRS don't want
$80?
DTV to
I
have
thought
game.
the aftermath collection or whatever was like the same price as regular, like
Like he's in
60.
Canada.
Oh,
Them
shit,
Canadian
that's right.
prices. If
Oh man.
I was just looking at it, if I wanted to buy the base game with all the DLC, that'd be a full price game. That's $80.
Yeah.
And the regular base game by itself is still
Yeah,
basically the same thing.
You said,
I'm not gonna lie.
is there anything that will make me want to buy the game?
Yeah.
Hey, that's funny, bro.
Nothing. Yo, you not peeping. You not enjoying RoboCop? Any of the stages? None of that.
Hey, you look cool, but hey, it's not
Oh,
gonna
you
be
like
the game.
He don't look-
Shiva's in the game, right?
That's
Oh,
true.
that's cool. I'm not buying the game though. Like I don't know.
He don't.
How many times I tell you this?
He don't look $60 cool.
I don't. No.
Here, Mondo,
Don't-
you buy half, I'll buy the other half. There you go.
Nah,
I ain't spending $80 on that.
the game was free and you didn't play it. So like, what makes?
That's tough.
It's funny how I feel like that.
Yo.
That's
Yo,
tough.
Shiva is surprising me right now. She got advanced. She got an advancing back four. First of all,
Yeah, but
that
she.
like moves her forward,
But look at all
and she
her.
has a godlike wave dash.
Yes.
Like,
But look at all her pokes, bro.
Mm. Oh, like, huh?
Yeah, back one is kind of.
I'm talking about all her down pokes.
Oh, her down three
He
goes
was talking about-
surprisingly like it doesn't go far, but it goes farther than down four.
Yeah, down four she don't move at all. That's what I was talking to Jack about that earlier. Like, that's one thing that really put me off about the character. I don't think Shiva is a bad character, but I don't see myself playing her because of how bad those pokes are. Like, I like
But I
using
mean-
down four in neutral, or like just being able to press down one at a certain range.
I know
Or
what you're
down
talking
three.
about. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. But she got good pokes. Like she has a 12 frame mid. I mean, you don't go that far, but I mean,
She has a 10 frame mid.
what is this?
Her forward 4 is 10 frames. Yeah.
Oh, it hit.
She said, "Oh, it is." Almost all the deal. The only.
Oh, that ain't got no range though, nigga. Like
Yeah, it doesn't. She's a very stubby character.
she is.
Once you get
Back
started,
one is like.
fucked up.
What'd you say, Jack?
So is Liu Kang though, and I make that work.
Man, Liu Kang got more range than Shiva does.
And she got a command grab. Woo! I'm about to. Woo!
What fun. How do you guys
Yo,
feel about this possibly being the last DLC for it?
I doubt it is,
Why? Why do you doubt that?
because Ed Boon himself said that he wants to support this game longer than any other Mortal Kombat game, like period. Like he wants to put a lot of effort into supporting this game.
That's what
So
seems
I
like to
don't-
me. They brought a lot of people wanted like Spawn in the last one. They didn't bring him, but they brought him in this game.
Yeah, so you have to think about it, right? Like if they're bringing out all the stops for this one, then they
Yeah.
might actually not be bullshitting.
They brought out a lot of fucking shit for it too.
Yeah.
They I don't think it's the last one. I think there's gonna be another combat pack, and I don't know if it's gonna be 6 characters. It might be a little less. It might be like 4 characters or something like that. But I definitely think they're gonna keep on supporting this game. Whether or not there'll be another story update, I don't know about that, because there was rumors that there's gonna be a part 2 to Aftermath. But after playing the storyline, I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, apparently there's Aftermath 2 like that leak, but it's like I don't know. I gotta see the ending for that too to agree with you, Mondo. But like for you, I'm not that far off.
Have they ever done this before with a story DLC?
No,
No.
I don't know.
it's the first time, and I hope I do want to see another one. Like, hopefully. But this 3 character thing, like, do you guys think? Would you guys count Aftermath as another like season pass for the game, or do you think this is just some extra?
I think it's the season pass. Like people are freaking out about the $40 price tag on it,
Does
but I
it-
honestly think that they're gonna add a couple more characters for free if you got the Aftermath DLC or whatever. And like people are I feel people are kind of like jumping the gun.
What does it include for it to be considered a season's pass?
Basically gives you access to all the characters in one encompassing package. So you
I
pay
know-
one time and get access to those characters. So basically a pass for the season.
And all the DLC too, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a season
Well, most
pass.
of it, because they definitely have done DLC that you still have to pay for, even if you have the pass. Like MKX, they had a like a crowdfunding kind of deal. So the blue steel Sub-Zero skin and the Ermac skin, and basically sales from those skins went towards like tournament pots and stuff.
Yeah, then that doesn't count then. That's something different.
Nah, it's DLC technically, by
Yeah.
definition.
Yeah, but it's just DLC, but it's like that's not considered like you wouldn't include that in a season's pass. That's
They
something
could have.
they don't do that in games. Like if tournament exclusive like shit like that is only tournament exclusive shit, so you don't include that in like season's pass. That's something you have to buy out in your own money to support the game or to support a tournament. That's not something.
Yeah,
you include.
but my point is that it's still DLC. Normally with season passes, you have access to all the DLC.
I get what
like-
you're saying, and I get that it's DLC, but it's different. It works differently.
I mean, that's
Can you elaborate?
it's because, like I said, it's a skin supporting a tournament. It's not. It was made at the end of the day. It was made for the purpose of supporting the tournament. It wasn't made for the purpose of making a skin for the game. That's like making. I'm gonna say back to MKX with Infrared Scorpion. You can buy that skin alone, or you can buy it in a pack. Now that skin was made as a skin, as a recolor for the character. See, now if they did something like they made a team like some Iron Gamer kind of skin for like one of the characters, like Sub-Zero or something, for Scorpion, that's totally different because it's
I
for
think you
a
might be
tournament.
missing my point. I wasn't really like caring about that part. I was just like trying to give a general definition of the season pass. My bad, bro. Yeah. Nah, I was just trying to like explain like what would be included in the season pass and just say that there are exceptions. Like I get what you're saying, and you're right, those are exceptions. I didn't know there was gonna be a whole discussion on that. I'm sorry. It's kind of late. Yeah.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
But I
I think it's worth $40 for
I do too.
Aftermath.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Off these characters alone, bro. Like I don't fuck with Shiva. Like MK9, when I first started playing, I hated that bitch, bro. Like this cat, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised. She's cool as fuck, but like, and her buttons though, I can see getting used to that shit though, cause like, what the fuck? What can you combo off? I mean, I just did learn the first variation, or like, peep what the first variation had to offer. What the fuck this one got?
Yeah, she definitely has combos. You just gotta be in the lab
I
for a little bit.
gotta fuck with him. But
Yeah.
she does seem like a weird ass character though. Like her strings, like she has a fucking. Well, that's something I noticed as well. Like from this update, her and Fujin have like normals that are like hit grabs.
What do you mean? Hit grabs?
hit
Oh,
grabs.
okay. Like
Yeah,
Fujin's
Fujin has that move where like he like that is a normal, right? Though you like you press it forward or whatever, and like it slams like wind against you.
yeah, it's like back 2 grab or forward 2 grab. You talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even then, like his back two is a move where he throws you once it connects, it's an actual throw. Like it doesn't like.
Hey, you're talking about the whirlwind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. There's really interesting design choices that they gave for these characters, and it's like I want to see where they're leading with this.
Is that RoboCop variation as broke as people were saying?
Okay, it's only been out for a day now, and I think RoboCop is a very good zoner, but he kind of sucks everywhere else, to be honest.
Yeah, his normals are very stubby.
Yeah, his normals are very slow. The ones that do have range are not very good on block. He doesn't really have like staggers. He is just a pure zoner. He
doesn't have tick grabs either with his command grab.
Yeah, the only tick throws he has is off his down 1 and down 3. That's it. He can't tick throw off of anything else. And his command grab, it knocks you full screen, which is good where they want to be. But in the variation where he has the command grab, he probably has like some of the worst like zoning out of all 3 of his variations. The rifle is like really good because it has the pushback, but it's also very negative on whiff and even on block. So it's like they have a lot of time to move forward unless you EX it. But it's like if you spend 2 bars a meter, then like that's it.
Right.
I've been playing a lot of his second variation, and
yeah, the second variation seems to be the move
because, in my opinion, it got like the best zone. The third one has like traps, but they're not. They're just spikes that he throws on the ground. It's not like caltrops. It's like it doesn't really stop you, and he loses his mid launching projectile, so he just has like regular gunshot and the rifle again. But his second variation, he has the flamethrower, which will keep you standing if he does hit you.
So you got the second variation, and then
yeah, he has the straight rocket, which has a great hitbox, and it blows you all the way back full screen if you get hit by it. And he has gunshots, so he gets on one knee, shoots you right in the dick, and he goes under like high projectiles, and like it is. Honestly, to me, it's his best zoning variation. If you straight zoning, which is what the character is his best one.
I thought his shield was supposed to be really good though.
His riot shield, yeah, that shit is fucked up because it blocks projectiles and normals. And if he parries a wake up attack, he gets a crushing blow.
Yeah, the thing is, his shield is
slow though.
How long does it last? How long does it last?
It lasts a very long time, but it's only in his third variation. Like I said, his third variation.
He has it in 2 variations.
What other variations does he have the shield in?
It is number 3 and I think number 1. He has it in another one. Hold on. I don't know if number 2 has it.
Because that would
he has it in 2. He doesn't have it in all 3. I know he has it in 2. I remember that much.
Because I know for a fact he has the third one is like centered around that. Because the third one he has like a shield dash that he can do in the air. I know for a fact
that shield dash is actually really good. -7 on block for pushback.
Yeah, that's good. But the thing is, it pushes you like towards them though, and you don't want to be close to them as RoboCop.
Yeah, so what's the best variation for Shiva?
I don't know that. I would the one I was playing around with is the third one because it has 50/50s. But
50/50, yeah, because she has the low grab, right? The low grab, and then there's the overhead, and then this is that's an overhead, but then that's a high. I guess you can just.
It's weird. It's described as like it can only grab crouching opponents.
Yeah, so if you're trying to duck looking for a down 2 or a down 1, you get grabbed.
Yeah.
So it's like Shazam's command grab that only works on low opponents.
Yeah, but it's really good in that variation because she has a string, her 2-1, and the second hit of that is an overhead. So
Yeah, he has a variation too, the Riot Shield.
okay, so that's really good then.
Broke ass character.
Yeah, that's really good. So he can. So I wasn't even using that. So
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. All that, and you still have Riot Shield.
yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's really fucking good.
This is mixed up as fuck. Hell yeah, I just realizing that. This command grab is not hitting this nigga. She's literally going for his knees. She has an actual low hit grab special move.
Yep, and she can control where she throws them with it as well, which is thank God they put that shit in there.
That is good because I hate that shit, bro. Like,
Yeah.
why is it a thing in NRS games or just games in general? Like, well, I just want to say NRS games because a lot of times, like, you really have to lab to like find out the optimal way to get that same, to use that same shit or use the same moves, but like have a situation where you're in a spot where it leads you like not in the corner, and if you want to do that combo or something like that, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was using like I was thinking about that. I was gonna say I hate NRS games because they don't do that, but I realized Street Fighter does that as well. With like Abel from Street Fighter 4, his command grab tornado throw leaves him switch of sides, but like at least he has a thing where he can cross you back up and leave it ambiguous. Alex doesn't have a cross. Doesn't like switch sides with his command grab though.
No. The only games I see do that are NetherRealm games for some reason. The default is switch sides. And for me, I feel like it makes sense if they're a character that wants to keep you at a certain distance. But if there's somebody who wants to keep you in the corner, then the default should always be same side with the option to toss them to the other side.
I fucked the Commando Cane on MKX. That shit.
I love that variation, but I just could never be good at it for some reason. I could just never play that variation of the character.
Like, it was just boring, nigga, because it was like, yo, that was the only fun variation to me. Like, that cut throwing was like the most boring shit I've ever played in anything ever.
Yeah, because it's Kano with 50-50s, but that knife shit, it looked cool, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it was that blue color. That blue color
Like,
made me fucking bored.
I had more fun playing MK9 Liu Kang, bro, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Like,
The same 3 hits over and over again.
What the nigga, like,
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, when I
bro.
was a kid, that shit made me feel godlike.
that could have been my main.
Nigga, the same 3 hits. But speaking about that shit, I wanted to ask you guys about balance in video games.
What about it?
I want my shit broke.
Of course you do.
How important is game balance to y'all?
If it ain't broken, I can't play it.
Since you sound very vocal, so we'll start with you.
Huh?
Oh, he got a lot to say.
How important is game balance to you?
Very, I guess. I mean, it's really important for the balance, like for the game's life, the lifetime of the game. You don't want your game to be played a lot or a little bit. You're gonna make certain characters broke, or you're gonna make it weak.
So,
like, what?
I was gonna ask you, do you feel like there should be characters that are better than others, or do you feel like everybody should be made equal?
A completely balanced game makes for a boring game. So
I hate
you should have
I hate
characters.
That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. I swear.
I mean, it's not stupid. because
I'm not gonna lie, I actually agree with Kason. To be
that's
honest.
true. Like, it's not.
How-
There's not wrong
okay,
with
how is
having
this stupid?
everyone do broke. Yeah, that's your Jackal's point. I don't want to cut him off.
So, people say that a balanced game makes for a boring one. So, what the hell is Tekken then? Right? What the hell
Boring as fuck.
is ETV? You don't even watch fighting games like that, dude.
Get that shit boring.
I mean, he got a point. You know what?
JJmondo,
Yeah.
the actual fighting game fan. Do you feel bored when you watch Tekken 7 high level matches?
I don't feel bored when I watch high level Tekken
I
play.
can tell you for a fact, I never get to watch a Tekken hell of a match. Rush is always hype.
Exactly. So what the fuck you mean a balanced fighting game makes for a boring experience? It's been proven that balanced fighting games can make for great experiences.
Well,
Like I ain't got time for that, man.
Okay, so
I feel
that's one game.
I feel like when
Give me-
you ask that, go ahead, Kason.
I was gonna say, you give me an example of another game, but you can continue.
Soul Calibur 6.
Soul Calibur is.
Wait, whoa.
Well, I don't think that's balanced, Jackal. Hold on.
Wasn't Nightmare
You
the
don't think
best
so?
character in the game on release?
He
And
was.
he using only him at tournaments?
He was really
No,
good.
he wasn't the only one.
I
being
think
used.
that's very
No,
interesting.
he
I'm
wasn't.
not gonna lie, though, you were playing that game when that
Very
game came
interesting.
out, Jackal, and that nigga was.
That's very interesting.
I think okay. I was with you on Tekken, but Soul Calibur. I don't think Soul Calibur is very balanced because there are some. It's like you see a lot of the same characters at tournaments for those games now, and it's just the best characters. Tekken, you see a lot of different. Like somebody won a major with Eddie, and people been saying Eddie is trash.
Eddie's actually one of the best characters in the game.
Yeah,
But I
now
thought it was
He's been S tier in Tekken 7 since launch.
But I thought it was balanced.
It is, but the low tier characters can beat the high tier characters. So,
So
example, somebody won Tekken World Tour, the Tekken tournament, with arguably the worst character in the game, which is Panda. Yeah, Panda.
Okay.
Like that's.
So
a
in
very
order
balanced-
to win
So-
Tekken World Tour, that means you had to go through Devil Jin, Law, fucking Eddie, all these characters that are easily S tier and defeat them. And it's possible because of how well balanced the game is, meaning that the better player can win. Like that's not boring. That's actually really dope because then you actually get to see a true development of meta,
Okay.
and you have to actually
I'm
see
gonna-
like high level play.
Here's what I don't understand.
You mean to tell me that you're not bored watching Zero lightning loops for the 50th time, or watching Chris G more doom the whole fucking bracket over and over and over again? You mean to tell me that's hype to
Hey,
you?
my nigga,
That's
if
very
Los
boring.
It's
lost
hype
that
to you.
shit, how-
It's hype to you to see a third of top 16 at Final Combat be Jackie Briggs fucking upgraded. That's hype to you. Like that's exciting.
I just want to know how
It's
you can
exciting
have a
to
balance,
see
how you can have a balance.
Or Tanya, it's exciting to see half the top 8 at a
Do you remember
major
that?
be the
I
same
remember
character,
that.
literally the same character, variation in all for half the top 8.
Yo,
That's hype to you. Get the
y'all
fuck out of
remember
here,
that?
man.
You
Like
remember
that's
that
what I'm
tournament?
saying. Like people have this people romanticize busted shit in fighting games because for whatever reason, like they thought like they like see it. It's like boxing, right, or UFC. Everybody loves seeing someone get their ass beat until it happens to them.
See,
you know?
me when somebody asks or Mondo puts ask that like, oh, what do we think? Like, how do we like our balance of fighting games or whatever? Or what was the actual question? How would you word it? Do we like balance of fighting games? I mean, that's a weird way to put it because I feel like everyone wants a balanced fighting game. It's just how the game's balanced. Like
There can be
Tekken is a
cheap
fu-
shit in fighting games.
Yeah,
Like I'm
exactly.
definitely
Like,
down to
Tekken-
have
like,
cheap shit in
Tekken
fighting games. It just shouldn't
Tekken
be
was
the defining factor.
Tekken was the perfect example that Jackal can use because I was gonna use that fucking example. Like everybody has some crazy dumb shit they can do with Tekken, but like it's not like if the game is balanced to the point where you can avoid it if you're looking out for like if you get hit by a block that does like that takes away half your health or like 90% of your health, which is the thing Miguel has if you let him taunt on your ass. That's your fault because there's a long ass animation for that tells you that you about to get hit with this unblocked but it does like 90% damage, bro. Like just shit like that. Like the game, like for me, I like games that are balanced where everyone has some crazy shit, but it's not like this one character like on some Third Strike shit. You guys know
No
what I'm
one's
saying?
crazy
Like,
if everyone is crazy.
that's what I'm saying. Like
I was gonna say
that's how I like my game. Like to me, like MK11, I'm gonna use that example. It's a balanced game, and there's some crazy shit in it, but like it could be a little more balanced. Like there's some like it's still an NRS game at the end of the day, right? So there's some things where like you're still gonna see the same characters in top 8s, like but I mean I give them this though. Like there is quite a difference in like top 8 characters for this game compared to other games. I mean you still have your top tiers like you have niggas playing like upgraded Jackie more so. And top 8s and all that. Yeah, I want to say Joker, but I'm trying to think like who the fuck else do I see as Joker besides like maybe Hey George or the obvious Sonic Fox, but like yeah, game. I like games like that. I think that's to me that's what balance is. I need game more games like Tekken and MK11, I guess.
What were you gonna say, Gasson?
Well, I was gonna say, well, like he said, that someone won a major in Tekken with Panda. That's like that's cool and all, but that's because the player was good. So the player overcame the matchup.
Well, you gotta also like
The game in it,
Yeah.
I wasn't done.
Sorry, go ahead.
The game in itself still has tier lists, so it's never gonna be. You can never truly balance a game unless you make everybody's frame the same. You can never truly balance a game. But with high tier characters, yeah, a lot of it's gonna be the same shit. But you can still like player skill takes effect. So that's why I'm saying that balance game is important.
Tekken is more so a game like that, but like it's also a balanced game. Like the way just by design, Tekken is a balanced ass game. Like everyone is kind of playing like the same game. I mean, obviously every character has their own unique way of being played and have their own strings that you should be using and shit. But like for the most part, everybody has a high, everybody has a mid, everyone has a low, and they all act the same for the most part. With the 3D shit added, like crushes and shit, all that shit. Right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like that game. That's like Tekken is a balanced ass game. Like, fuck, man, yo, play Tekken, y'all.
Okay,
so let me respond to Kassan real quick because he's assuming that a balanced game lacks variety. I'm not saying that a game shouldn't have variety. I'm just saying that the cheap stuff shouldn't be the defining or ruling factor in the game. You have games like Marvel versus Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3, where almost every team is playing the exact same character on Anchor or whatever because it's almost a necessity just to compete at the highest level. That's when you have a problem. When you have games like Street Fighter 5, where you see fucking Karen everywhere because she's that good to the degree where she's almost a requirement to win at high level. That's when you have a problem. So you mentioned how the Panda player outplayed everybody to win, correct? That's what a balanced game produces. It produces a meta to where the higher skill player comes out on top. And that's the reason why I think you don't need games to be broke in order for them to be entertaining or engaging. Like it doesn't mean that there's no variety. It just means that it just doesn't mean that it's the wild, wild west out here, like you don't just go rip shit, just going doing stuff just because whatever. Like, oh, there's no need for that. Everybody wants their game to be Marvel until it's time to play Marvel because the same people that say they like cheap stuff in their fighting games are the same people that like to complain about cheap shit in their fighting games. You know what I mean? Like, just stop.
There's difference between having cheap shit that's viable and like cheap shit that's broke though. Like, there's a difference between that.
And that's another thing too. Like people have a really people misunderstand like the difference between broke and busted.
Yeah,
like, broke,
exactly.
Like broke legitimately means that it's not working as intended, whereas busted just means that it's like OP or whatever. Then not to mention people have really skewed perspectives on what's broken and what isn't. People think something's broken just because it beats them, when in reality it's not that bad in the first place. And then you have people on the other side of that don't want their cheap ass tool to go to waste, so they downplay it as much as possible because they want to keep doing that cheap shit and they don't want to really suffer any consequences for it. And that shit is just as infuriating.
That's one thing that I would say I don't like about the NRS community is a lot of people complain about certain things and they don't fucking lab it. They don't go to the lab and try to figure out why they're getting hit by something or why this situation keeps working for the other person, and they just say, "Oh, that's cheap."
You still are.
No, I'm not at all. Like, where do you get these at? Where do you get these? Where the facts at? Where's the receipts at, bro? Like, I be labbing my shit nowadays. Y'all think tomorrow I don't lab? No, I just don't like getting hit by a three-way commit mix-up that this boy Terminator has, bro. Like, what's the fuck?
Oh, Terminator's not a new character.
He's not. I just don't like that character, bro. Like, and I've been vocal with it. Like, it's annoying.
DTV, how do you feel about this balance thing?
Yeah. Balance games are fucking. That's what you should be doing. You guys saying a balance game is boring? No, that's fine.
If it's because like if a game is totally 100% like fair, right? Then I feel like it kind of like lacks depth, or I don't know. It's not gonna make me play it that long. Like Tekken, comes from the players at that point, not from
getting around bullshit.
Yeah, it's not all on the fighting game developers to create the depth for you. A lot of the crazy tech that we refer to regularly now in fighting games was legitimately us breaking the games and finding stuff that the devs didn't even intend it. You know, option selects, right? Perfect example. Devs didn't put that in there intentionally. They didn't look for that. Like they didn't say like, you know what, this would be a dope feature to put in there. No, it was us digging around and unearthing some stuff that we thought was pretty cool. Or take, for example, combos. The devs cannot. It's impossible for them to fathom all.
You know,
the
apparently
possibilities.
common was like a bug. Apparently,
They weren't intended in the game.
Juggle,
Yeah,
yeah.
but, and then when they did become a natural part of the game, even still, like it's impossible to fathom all the possibilities that can happen with the combo. Hey George, for example, a classic demonstration of finding things because you see things differently, stuff that people never could have thought possible, even the devs themselves. So if you feel like a game is lacking depth, then you might want to look to yourself. It's, for example, how like when people play top tier, you play top tier, then complain that your top tier makes the game boring. That's your problem, not the game's problem.
See,
You didn't have to do that. You can't complain about the meta being stale when you are adding to the problem.
I can vouch for that. I feel like that with Liu Kang like multiple times, and I have to realize, man, I just gotta get better. Maybe that's it. Just I gotta get better, man.
That's interesting. You're reformed.
I still play the character.
Yeah. But I feel that way because I played Tekken, right? And the funny thing is, like, I have literally nothing bad to say about Tekken 7 when I played it, but it just never held like much interest to me. Like when I was playing it, it's just like, this is not. It's a good game, and I acknowledge it as probably one of the greatest fighting games ever made, just because of how balanced and great it is. But it just is not a game that holds my attention. I find the games that end up holding my attention are the ones that have balance problems, and like I can't.
But that's
front
okay
and say,
too. I feel like people misunderstand. There's nothing wrong with wanting broke shit in your game or liking broke shit, but own up to that, right? Don't try to romanticize it by saying that's how you truly make a game balance. It's for like, for example, with MK11, right? People keep pushing the concept of just buffing the quote lower tier end quote characters instead of nerfing the top tiers. So essentially they're trying to again turn their game into Marvel and make it the Wild Wild West where everybody's cheap as fuck and there's little to no consequence for the wild shit that some of these characters do, and then people feel like that's, you know, how balancing works. And it's like, no, basically like everybody fighting to get the first hit isn't really balancing. It's just a slugfest at that point. That's all it is. You know, balancing comes in layers, right? Like, yeah, of course you're gonna have your slugfest, but you also have to have room for slower paces if, you know, the player so choose to. It shouldn't be like playing at a slower pace means that you kind of can't really compete in the game. You know what I mean? It's just like, nah.
I see what you're saying, but like I do think that they should buff lower tier characters, right? And kind of, if they're super top tier, then obviously they need nerfs. But if they're not super top tier, they kind of leave them alone. Because I'm gonna use MK11 as an example, right? Imagine if, like, see where Shao Kahn was, how he felt incomplete. Imagine if instead of buffing Shao Kahn, they just nerfed the top tier characters sort of down to his level, or nerf like everybody in the game down to his level. It would make the game more balanced, and it would make him go higher on the tier list, but it would make the game less fun because you took tools away from certain characters. Rather, as them buffing Shao Kahn as they did now, he is a lot better as a character, and he is more fun to play because he has more things that he can do now.
However, like the part that you're missing out is that the top tiers did get nerfed. Johnny, Jackie, Lou, all of them got touched in either this patch or the patch beforehand. So both things took place, and buffing the lower tier could definitely make for a more interesting experience, but you have to be careful with that stuff because again, you have to be real and admit that some of these things that these higher tier characters have is not okay. You know what I mean? Like it's it's not cool when somebody is busting their ass on this crazy comeback, and then Liu Kang just says "fuck you" and does 1-2 in your face, and you have to eat whatever he decides to do because he's plus fucking 3 on a jab string. Like, you know, like that's not okay. Like that's stuff silly. Or Johnny Cage being plus 6 on a jab string.
Yeah,
you know,
that
like
was
that's
ridiculous.
like come on. Even the Johnny players knew it was ridiculous. Like, come on, man.
I
Like,
play that character. Like, he's a fair. That's a fair character in any fighting game. Like, just for niggas watching. But like, that's ridiculous. Plus 6 off of like 2 strings. Like, not even like 3 strings. I think like he was. Because now I think with this update, he's just plus 1. And it's like, what the fuck, man? People are talking about like, oh man, he's nerfed. What am I gonna do?
yeah, that shit is hilarious.
Okay, yeah,
like
but
people, prominent members in the community are legitimately debating about, you know, they're essentially trying to rationalize why the 1-2 nerf hurts Liu Kang, not you know, changes Liu Kang. I've seen the actual word hurt in the conversation.
Liu Kang is still Liu Kang. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As someone who mains that character in this game 100%, he's still Liu Kang. Like, we still have 1, 2, 3. We still have 1, 2. We still have the mind game off of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
4, 4.
You have the 1, 2, 3 into Shaolin stance, which I believe is an actual, like, for the most part, it's an actual, like, I think it's actual string, like a real block string.
Nigga still got back 1.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, back 1 is still negative. He still has the mind out for back 1 because that string is godlike. Like, what is this? Like, these people really just want, I don't know, bro. They want crutches.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if the character is super top tier, then okay, nerf them, right? But if they're just good, like Cabal, Jax, like characters like that, then just leave them where they are, buff the lower characters. And if they're super top tier, then yes, give them some nerfs. But I don't think they should be ridiculously heavy-handed with either the buffs or the nerfs. Like, I don't think Shao Kahn was buffed, but I don't think any of his buffs were like ridiculous, like outrageous. It just feels like he got what he needed. So, absolutely. Jackal, I want to ask you what you think makes for good game balancing.
For me, good game balancing is very simple. You just need to have system mechanics that work the same for everybody. So an example for me is Power Rangers. One of the reasons why I started playing Battle for the Grid is because the base mechanics work for everybody. Anti-airs, for example, one of the most important things of a well-balanced fighting game, right? Any well-balanced fighting game has what? Great anti-airs. In this game, anti-airs have invincibility and are air unblockable, means that if your opponent jumps at you and you react properly, they have to eat that. That's great because that allows the defender to have something equally as strong as the attacker. Because if I anti-air you, I get a combo. But if I miss it, I'm getting comboed, right? Yeah. And there's counterplay around it. You know, you have safe jumps. You have baits for, you know, baiting anti-airs. You can use an assist. There's a whole level of depth to it, right? And it works the same for everybody. Everybody's anti-air has the upper body invincibility like property. Like there isn't no, oh, well, nah, that character just ain't got it. No, everybody has it. And it's great. Same thing with like your reversal, right? Everybody has a reversal. Yeah. Not every reversal is created equal because some are launchers and some aren't, but you still have a reversal. So if somebody tries to press you and they're negative, you know, you can use that as a DP and get out. There's no like, oh, well, that person's DP only goes that way. No, like they all hit horizontally, some vertically because they're different, right? Like Zed's a good example. His goes up and then comes back down. Goldar's goes further out than up, but at the same time, for both of those characters, if you press them and you have a gap in your pressure, they can reversal out of it, you know? So that's essentially just all it means for me. Like a good balancing is a system that works the same for everybody. You can have variety in their individual move sets, of course, right? That's how you make a fun fighting game, and also another reason how you make a good fighting game too. But the base mechanics, Like Tekken, for example, right? Everybody has a rage art. Everybody has a rage drive.
Yeah.
Everybody has rage in general, right? So, you know, again, basic system mechanics that are available for the entire cast. No, like, oh, well, this character has like 80 rage and this character has 70 rage. Like, no, everybody has rage at the same range for the same amount of time with the same amount of options, you know? But Bob has moves that are different than Christie's, right? So.
Yeah.
Jackal, how do you feel about I didn't realize this until a couple years ago, but like Street Fighter, different characters have different health pools. Do you think that's balanced? Because I think that's weird.
I actually do think that's balanced for the simple fact that, of course, again, right, fighting games have various archetypes. So take Zangief, right? He's big, he's strong, he hurts, but he's big and he's slow. So that means he has to work differently to get his cheap stuff, right? So with a zoner, they're squishy, they don't have a lot of health, reversals aren't that great, but they have some of the best space control in the game. So, you know, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. I think a lot of people have become afraid to have weaknesses in fighting games. Everybody wants their character to be a Shoto, essentially. Everybody wants their character to have a DP, to have a fireball, to have pressure, to have damage, to have setup, set play. You know, everybody wants everything. Nobody wants to have to work, or nobody wants to have, you know, like nobody wants to have to deal with the drawback to having a grappler. You know, nobody wants to have to deal with the drawback to playing a glass cannon or a zoner. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to have to deal with that. And then people who play the like jack of all trades characters like Liu Kang, like Power Rangers, like Jason and stuff like that, or in Tekken characters like Jin and Kazuya, and who else one of the general characters, Steve. Like they may want more, right? Like can you imagine, like dude, they're out there. There's Jin players asking for buffs. There are Liu Kang players asking for buffs. You know what I mean?
Ninja Killer be one of them.
Yeah, but I'm actually glad you bring up Ninja Killer, because the one thing I will say though is that if you want broke shit in your game, just be real about it. Ninja Killer is a great example of that. He says straight up like, nah, I like cheat shit. I love cheat shit. I want my game to be cheap as possible, which is perfectly fine. But he also doesn't try to dress it up and say that, yo, well, if everyone's cheap, it's balanced. Like, no, he just says what it is. Nah, it's just cheap. It's fun to me because of how cheap it is, and that's what he wants, and that's great. That's dope, because you know he's being upfront and honest about it. People try to sit here and rationalize wanting cheap shit because they try to hide the fact that they're true degenerates and stuff by saying like, no, bro, because if you do it like this, like, man, shut the fuck up. It's like girls that try to front about their thirst traps and shit. Like you post an ass on social media, but you trying to dress it up as this empowering message for femininity in the world and stuff. Like, nah, you was just trying to post some ass. You saw yourself in the mirror, like, ooh, I look a little thick today. And so that's how I snap a flick. It's okay. It's fine.
I get a couple likes for me.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I ain't about to stunt. Like, yo, yeah, you was looking kind of thick. All right, bet. But don't lie to me about it. Don't try to, don't try to fake the funk. Like, we grown. Come on now. Well, most of us are. Hell, even the ones that are supposed to be grown still be on childish shit.
That's a fact.
But
Yo, talking shit.
Yes, we are.
So,
Okay.
DTV, what do you think makes for good balance?
Wait, what'd you say, me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's basically what Jack was saying. If everyone should be able to do the same thing, but if there's one character, like I don't play fighting games, so I'm thinking of like Siege and shit.
Yeah.
If I can't do what that guy can, make sure I can counter that guy.
I see what you're saying.
Like I hate this. Like I'm just thinking of the types of games that I play, and like Siege and shit like that.
Yeah.
And there's many times when you're just straight up screwed. You can't do a goddamn thing against the other person. Like you have to try harder to win against that person. I don't like that. I hate having to fight harder than that person, which that's just not fun. That's bad game design.
My boo-hoo, little bitch.
Yo, Howie, you're such a dickhead, Howie.
Wow.
You can't win a match with a cheap character.
This is Liu Kang player talking shit.
You can't win a match with a cheap character.
Little bitch, you got a home run for a tour?
Yeah. Wow.
Plus 3, little bitch.
No, but in situations like that, that is very like if you feel like you're absolutely stuck, then yeah, that's horrible game balance. Like, like you said, either everybody should have the same tools. Obviously, it shouldn't work the same for every character because then it'll be boring because there'll be no variety. But if you don't have the same tools, there should be somebody to counter it. In a game like Siege, I can see that. In a fighting game, I feel like you should have, like in Street Fighter 5, I was very like upset that the way they decided to balance the game was certain characters just weren't gonna have reversals. You just didn't have it. And some characters could just fucking DP out of everything while you had to sit there and hold every button that came at you. And
yeah, like Siege. There's a guy named Tachanka. He's been shit since fucking day one. All he does is like his big thing is he puts down a turret and sits there. So people come at him from basically any angle. Like he has nothing.
Yeah,
so that character,
shit is stupid.
Yeah, like you can't play that character. If you do, you have to fucking 100% try.
That's ridiculous. So, Kasan, I want to ask, since you play Smite, what makes good balance for you in a game like that?
I mean, all right, so if everybody's damage is on par with the person that's dealing it, like not on par, but like it's not at the point to where a tank doesn't feel like a tank. Cause like, for example, when Heimdall, he was a god that came out in the game. When he released, he was so fucking broke. He could 2-shot or 3-shot anybody. He was just that strong. And Smite has a history of releasing either broken, like horribly balanced gods on release, or horribly OP gods on release.
I feel like any game though.
No, but they have a history of doing it. They're either very broken or under like their shit. There's no in between. There's no, all right, this character's pretty good, but you can improve on this. They're either very broken or they're shit.
Do you have an example of a well-balanced MOBA?
A well-balanced? I would say
Paragon.
Paragon's so bro. It was a lot of bro.
Paragon. Hell nah.
Shit, there's a lot of bro shit. I enjoyed the game though, because it's not like shit you can't get around. But yeah.
Paragon got fucked up.
Gigantic. That was a pretty balanced game.
And
they sunsetted that game, so.
Oh, so it's dead too?
Yeah.
So Smite is like the last. Smite and League are like the last living MOBAs.
I don't play League. That's for time.
There's Dota.
Dota. You're right.
Yeah, there's still a lot. Like that game Crucible. It's like a mobile light game, but that game needs a lot of work too.
That's a fucking bad game.
So like it seems like you just saying. Did you finish your point? Because it seemed like you just said damage. That makes good balance for a mobile game.
Like
the damage.
If the character feels like they're doing what they should do. So I'm going to put it in terms of like roles. So they're an assassin.
Yeah.
If they're an assassin, I should feel like I should be squishy. I should get in. I should do damage, like burst damage, and then I should be able to get out. I should be able to basically be. I should feel like an assassin.
You should feel like the role you're playing, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Basically, you don't want Roadhog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
like your Roadhog is straight dumb, bro.
Some tanks are tanks, but they don't really feel like tanks. Like there's a god named Kabrakan.
Like when he got a hook.
Isn't there's a character Achilles? Wasn't Achilles like recently?
Achilles is fucked up.
Achilles is a warrior that is a tank and a mage combined.
Yeah, Achilles is mad fucked up.
He can output ridiculous burst damage, and he can still tank your shit.
I guarantee you, those players think they're good too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Achilles, fucking Achilles, Aphrodite, Afro Hercules. They're stupid. They're just stupid. You can't. These are certain things you can't get around because they just are how they are.
So in MOBAs, you just want them, but the thing is, I feel like what the Smite developers try to do is kind of try to make hybrids or a reason to play this certain tank over this tank, but
yeah,
they fuck it up with giving them too much of one thing.
Yeah, it's like so like a god like Kabrakan, Kabrakan is a quote unquote guardian, but he can build like a mage and hit like a mage, but he doesn't have any guardian like abilities. His only guardian like ability, which
So
is
cool.
a guardian, you would give like some crowd control so he can protect his team, so he can peel for his team.
Yeah.
The only really like real CC ability he has is his 3, and it's an AOE stun like
Ground
tremble.
pound.
Yeah, he has his 1, which is a stun, but it's a steroid to himself, and he has to get in your face to do it. His 2 is a stun, but it's very short range, and he has to get in your face to do it. His 4 puts up walls and just does damage, but it puts up walls, and the walls can be broken like 3 hits. It like he doesn't really have much tank stuff compared to the other characters.
So balance them per role. You think they should just do their role and that's it? But do you
They should
think
be able to feel like they, that they're not too broken? Like Achilles is bro. Achilles is mad strong. You can build him like a guardian and still do damage.
do you think it would take the variety of playing? Like, do you think it would take away somebody's reason to play a certain character if they only did exactly what their role specified?
Yeah, it take away from the versatility of it, but like I don't. They don't have to be. They don't have to be. They don't have to be. They don't have to have. They don't have to play only one role. Like they can still build into other roles, but just make them feel not broken. Like I said with Achilles, you can build him like a guardian, but he can still fucking output very like high damage. If you're gonna build like a guardian, have him hit like a guardian too.
Even them light touches.
Yeah, bro, he hurt. And he has an execute. But his execute supposedly it gives him a damage reduction, like he gets increased damage to him for a certain amount of time, but it doesn't do shit because you don't do damage to him. It doesn't matter. You can't do damage to him.
And shouts to Achilles. Hashtag fuck the mobile community.
This fucking hero can take on this god and kill him effortlessly.
This hero.
That makes no sense.
Yo, he sounded like a straight villain when he said it. This fucking hero.
That's he's not even a god. He's a hero. Achilles is a Greek hero, like Hercules. Hercules was a demigod / hero.
Man, his bitch ass is still in the game.
So they call them like champions, like the ones that aren't like gods or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's he?
He who must win. Oh no, but last topic I wanted to talk about streaming do's and don'ts. And Jackal actually brought this one up, so I'll let him take the floor.
Streaming dudes?
Not streaming dudes, Howie.
Like
Jesus.
D-O and D-O-N.
Okay. I heard streaming dudes.
Jesus
I'm like,
Christ, nigga.
What? Nigga, what?
So I'll let Jackal take the floor on this one.
All right, yeah. So I mentioned this topic just for the simple fact that with everything that's been happening, people have a lot more free time on their hands, and everybody's trying to get into content creation, or at least try their hand at it, right? But I don't think enough people are really talking about what they should or what they shouldn't do with the streaming. A lot of people will ask, like, all right, look, I want to stream. What should I get for PC parts, which is the first step, right? But then once they build the PC stuff, they don't really ask for much help outside of that. They may ask for help with like setting up their stream equipment and getting the hardware and the software together, but nobody talks about, what to do in terms of growing your stream, growing your community, engaging with your community, what you shouldn't do, like what doesn't work, and what really can like hinder your progress as a content creator. So just given from my experience with streaming, like I wanted to at least like discuss, some stuff that people could look into as a small streamer, because I'm still learning myself, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like this could be useful information for those who would like to hear it. Yeah, like, so something that I've noticed a lot of streamers like to do is the mass text routine or the mass tag routine. So that's something that I feel like more people need to be upfront about. I'm not entirely sure who's telling people that this is the best way to go about it. I tell people, like, if you're just starting out,
That shit's annoying. Don't do it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I tell people, like, if you're first starting out and you're trying to get some initial eyes on your shit, I would say, yeah, it's cool for the beginning because, of course, you're trying to establish that routine, that schedule. But after you've done it for a while, right, you should probably stop doing so. And then on top of that, start working on other ways to market your content. Something that I feel like people don't do enough or don't really recognize when it comes to content creation is how important it is to maintain a social media presence. People want to be content creators and streamers, but they barely tweet or they barely post on IG or they don't really put out engaging content. Everything sounds like a fucking bot major post or something like that, with the quotes and the horoscopes and all the other stuff that everyone else has seen for the last decade, right?
Yeah.
So it's just people aren't really looking up the soft skills. Yeah, there we go. People aren't really looking too much into the soft skills that comes with being a content creator. So, generating a decent social media presence, being engaging with the community, whether that be, generating a new community. Like a lot of people would sit here and be like, man, I play this game, but everybody just goes to the big streamers and nobody's really looking outside of them. I'm like, all right, well, have you tried maybe going to those streamer chats and just kind of hanging out for a little bit, stuff like that, real simple acts like that, just to kind of get your foot in the door. That's essentially what I had to do when I was starting out streaming. When I was playing KI, I would just hang out in those chats and talk to the high level players online on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and I would join the forums and the Facebook groups and try to just keep myself in the conversation because of course I'm trying to be more involved with the community. And then when I started traveling and competing and streaming, people started to pay more attention to it. So I don't know, just I feel like people don't like recognize enough like how important the social media presence is.
Yeah, I definitely think that is sometimes it's more important if you want to grab eyeballs to be active outside of Twitch. Like if you want to be a streamer, it is almost more important to be active on Twitter, Instagram, like YouTube, to give people more places to find you. It's sort of just live life and have things to put on there.
Yeah, but the problem is that a lot of people out here are actually really boring in real life, and they don't really know how to be engaging with their demographic. So the thing about it, and this is also the thing I feel like more people need to talk about as well, is that not everybody can be a content creator. Unfortunately, trying to be a content creator means working in mainstream media, well, not necessarily mainstream media, but working in media and more importantly, social media, which is very superficial at the end of the day. So, if you don't meet certain requirements, then you're going to have a hard time trying to generate a following for yourself. You know what I mean? That's why you see like a lot of streamers, female streamers will put on makeup or they'll wear something. They'll wear something nice or something sexy. Male streamers, they'll make sure that they got their hair cleaned up, they'll shave, they'll wear something nice on stream or something like that, or something provocative or whatever, just to draw it in, because I mean it is entertainment. And when you're watching your favorite shows, your reality TV or whatever, you don't want to watch a bunch of bums on the screen. You want to see people that you want to look like, people that you fantasize about, right? Fucking love and hip hop, right? People love watching Cardi B. Why? Mainly because they wanted to fuck Cardi B.
That's true.
Well, a lot of people went that. She's entertaining too. She's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But what's the initial drawing, right?
Yeah, nice
her looks.
personality on her
She's
back.
pretty. She's got beautiful skin. She's the fly girl with the long nails and the long hair and the fat ass and the big titties. So, of course, when you see that, that's going to draw you in. And then, and it's for men and women, men, like, they see that. And then for women, she's like, ooh, she fly. Or they might be like, ooh, she cute. It's 2020. That shit happens. So you see that off rip, and then like you hear her talking, like, damn, she ratchet as fuck. And if you're watching reality TV, that's what you're looking for anyway, because you're watching trash and you're okay with it. So
you have a very solid opinion about it.
I mean, hey man, it's like I don't know, man. I used to watch wrestling, so a lot of shit just don't really move me anymore.
It's not. It don't hold the same drama in it.
They gotta be,
you know,
they gotta be
right.
as electric as that.
At least with wrestling, they actually fight. You know, damn. At least
Did you
somebody
fight
gets
in
their
reality
ass
TV shows too?
Man,
like if you
nah,
talk
that-
wrestling, you really making yourself believe that shit is like, yo, this shit is lit. Like,
But you wanna know what's crazy?
like, I used to watch wrestling and I was into it, but then once I started like, yeah, this is fake as shit. Like I was like,
Why was
like I'm not trying to talk shit about wrestling. If y'all like wrestling, that's cool, but that's just me. Like I don't know, like my friends that try to get me into that, like not these group of niggas, but like other people, like my boy Jeremy, Mondo knows Jeremy. He fucks with wrestling. Like, boy, he tried to give me that shit so much, and he's trying to give me like, oh, but look, this is so hype, and I'm just looking at like, yeah.
Yo, they stomping with every punch. What the fuck?
The
Exactly,
thing,
bro. Like this guy, it's the Japanese man that just like that. That's like Michael Jackson, or I guess I don't know what's his name. Like he.
I know you're
what's
talking
his-
about. I know
He
you're
like,
talking
he
about.
was like Kenny Omega's like bat like heel or something like that. I don't even know. Like he had like a Nakamura, I think is his name, right? I don't know, but like yo, respect to all y'all though. Like seriously, I keep pushing.
What were you gonna say, Jackal?
So I don't know what happened. I don't know what just happened there, but yeah, no, I was just saying that when it comes to content creation, you do have to meet some sort of social requirement. People won't say it out loud, but don't nobody want to watch somebody if they ugly, you know,
That's a fact.
or at least not presentable, right? I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but at least I'm presentable. You know, when you come to my stream, I'm not looking sloppy or nothing like that. Same thing with you, which is silkies and all that, right? It's all about presentation because again, we are entertainers, we're hosts. Now, of course, there is, you know, of course, the internet's a big place. So I can't really sit here and say that nobody wants to watch somebody because they're not attractive, if they're not attractive, but attractive people do have an easier. I can't sit here and pretend like I can't sit here and pretend like I don't get views because somebody saw a video I posted and was like, oh, he's cute. Or, you know, or they see me and they're like, yo, this guy looks hip. You know, he got braids he got the nice designs and colors, or damn, he rocking some cool ass shades, or man, you know, like his stream looks really clean. You know, it's something attractive to them, whether it be my layout or me or what I'm wearing. Something is attractive to them that draws them in and wants them to join in on that fantasy, on that entertaining section or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, that's what it comes into play, and that's why attractive people have it easier, because we make it easier. It's easier to follow somebody that's attractive because it's just easier to look at. If I had to sit here,
all day in the mirror.
if I had to you know, like there's some ugly motherfuckers out there in the world.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. There
Send you a picture, Howie. Put that on.
I got you, Howie. I'll do you one better, Howie. Send me the best picture you think you got of yourself, and I'll put that on the podcast.
How about that?
The best picture you got, I'll put it on.
Like, I'm a handsome individual, bro. Like, fuck you.
Put the Jackal caveman.
Yo. No, but I see what Jackal said. Like, I've definitely clicked on videos or streams just because I like the way the person looks, like their appearance.
Like, all right, hold on. At the possibility of sounding rude, I'll bring up a real life example, right? Mondo, you're a streamer, you're a content creator.
Yes.
Which streams get more views? The streams of you or the streams of Thick?
The ones with Vanessa in them.
Okay.
With Thick in them, yeah.
Yeah. Case in point. Case in point.
That is true.
And grown men.
That is true, man.
I may use that term specifically in grown men.
Yeah.
Grown ass men.
It is like obviously
secretly crushing on Thick.
Because it is whenever we do the Thick takeover every Saturday.
Double digits.
Yeah, double
every
digits.
Time.
Every single time. There's never been a single Saturday where we haven't had double digits. And it's only been going up. Last week it was 24. which is
And
ridiculous.
then to add to that, as a bonus, she engages with her chat a lot more consistently too. So you know.
I want to be forgetting how to read.
Alright, here we go.
You'll be thinking he'll be thinking he don't look at his chat at all. Like,
Yo,
He's forgetting how to read. He's reading chat all out of order.
okay. I just want to say this. Y'all giving her all this credit when she playing games like Animal Crossing and shit, okay? Like, I be playing
Look,
fast
man,
games.
Maybe you should play it, huh?
No, because
Tell me
I
game.
play fighting games just like you, and I can keep up with the chat way better than you.
Yeah, Mondo, you kind of slow when it comes to reading, dog.
Hey,
And
man.
it's not just with fighting games, bro. You do it with all of them. Because
Like,
when you were playing Battlefront, you
But that's a
Wait,
fast
wait,
game,
wait.
though. I gotta pay attention. You want me to fall off the map?
Okay, hold on.
bro, you in the middle. You're in a building. Why are you worried about falling off the map and you in the corner?
Jackal, it's a long
You'd be
story.
surprised, bro. Like, you would be surprised. This boy Mondo fell off a map in a game where you couldn't even fall off a map, bro. Like, okay, now. This one time when we were playing Saints Row, this nigga was trying to figure out what the fuck to do, like on stream, and I'm telling him, bro, like, what you mean? You didn't read that? He's like, read what? This nigga doesn't read shit.
You were forgetting how to read.
I don't forget how to read, but just sometimes I don't be seeing this shit, bro. I got glasses for a reason.
Bifocals on your head. What you mean?
It's
That's
in
what I'm
front of
saying.
you. It's constant. It's a moving object.
Yes.
You
Okay.
got
The chat.
binoculars and you got prescription binoculars in your head. Nigga.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to get better at reading the chat. I am. But
No, you just need to make the text size bigger. You know, like you see an old person's.
no,
phone
I
and,
can.
like, the whole text covers the whole thing. You need that.
I need to cover the entire screen with text.
Yes.
I might just make it so that it reads it out loud to me. Fuck it.
You don't want that.
Yeah, no. But
It's definitely nightmare fuel for sure. I go into those chats and then I spam them on purpose. Just
It's not a problem, but
that's
like
how
it's a
evil
problem when like
individual I am.
it's not a problem on it, but it's a problem when you read in the chat like 10 minutes late and you can't
Yeah,
not like.
that's the
And then
thing
you
that
read
kinda
it
bothers
from
me. I can
bottom to top.
understand not reading the chat during a play, but
Like, bro,
the game been over for a whole 5 minutes and you still haven't looked the chat, bro.
nah, I don't be that bad.
Yes,
yes,
it
we're
does.
talking about right there and responding like you know what we're talking about, but then you
If-
read it where you put 5 minutes ago. Like, oh, okay, like nigga, like I thought you was having a conversation, but you 5 minutes behind.
if there's nothing going on in the game, then I always look at chat. I definitely always
No.
look at chat. Yes.
Mondo,
Come
don't
on
you
now.
dare lie to us. Don't lie to everyone.
I still can't believe that time that nigga Mondo said about the map.
Oh, folks.
Mondo be fucking. He be doing a little Kim shit when he reading chat. He be ducking them letters. Ducking them chat.
I'm not gonna lie, I do be reading shit backwards. Or sometimes I will read it and I will add in a word for no reason at all. And I don't know why it happens.
You don't
But-
even be reading in order.
Yeah, that happens
Yeah.
too. Sometimes I'll read the end of it first, but I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Why? This
I don't
isn't
know.
ancient Egypt. You ain't reading fucking hieroglyphs or anything.
It just happened that way.
Nigga said, whoa, read
It's
what?
a hieroglyph.
I didn't see it, bro. Hey, yo,
The
one
fucking
day, yo.
directions, what it's telling you to do in the game, like.
Mondo just doesn't know how to read.
I do know how to read, bro. Sometimes.
Like, you ever
Sometimes.
play the Godfather game, or like, you ever play the Godfather game where at the beginning of every mission it tells you your objective, but it makes a sound like a distinctive sound, like
Yeah, I need.
something's clicking. That's
I
what
need-
Mono needs for every
yeah.
fucking game, bro.
About
To,
to
to
say,
let
yeah.
you know there's something to be read on screen. So look around the screen for words, nigga.
You know, like a bing, like some type of noise.
Like the GTA. Ding.
Exactly, bro. That's why he fucks with Grand Theft Auto games. That's why I don't know why he don't fuck with Red Dead, bro. Like they let
Who's
you
more-
know there's
Oh.
right.
That game's bad.
That shit boring. That's why, bro.
You're boring, nigga.
That game is wild boring. I'm sorry, like that shit. I'm sorry, Howie. I don't like being on that horse for that long.
I
yeah.
knew it. I knew that's where it was coming from. I knew it. That's the part that everybody talks about. That's the part that everybody hates. Man, y'all motherfuckers are silly. Nobody appreciates art anymore. They just want
That's what
action.
I'm saying,
Yo, it
Jackal,
look
like,
nice.
that
I
game
just want to
is so
shoot shit, okay?
I do, and on top of that, okay, on top of that, when you do get to shoot shit, the shooting mechanics are really bad. The shooting mechanics are probably the worst fucking shooting mechanics I ever played in a Rockstar
bro,
game.
Like, you tell me just walking around the world and like interacting with shit and looking at things, like there's so much.
Ow.
You can only do that for so long.
Yeah,
And
it's
Nigga,
that
I can do that. I keep on doing it for so long, bro. Like, what you mean?
Like Jackal,
I'm not dumb.
you
It's
use
just
that-
fun.
Don't use that
You
excuse of
understand
oh people don't appreciate art. No, you can appreciate art, but that just because it's art doesn't make it good.
Oh, but it's good art though. You
No.
have the attention span of a gnat.
I'm
There's
glad.
a lot of detail put into Red Dead, bro. Red Dead's a beautiful
Hell
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
beautiful game, but the controls are very bad,
They are.
very bad. And when it's art that you're controlling, that ain't good. Nothing beautiful about that.
Hey, man.
I don't know, bro. That's a beautiful game. But have you been good? That's the real question.
Have I been good? I've been doing great this past week. Them unemployment checks is still hitting. Lovely. I've been saving money, trying to work on better things, and chilling. Nessa streams have been going by really well, surprisingly well, and the podcast is doing a lot better.
I wonder why.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of fucking with them Saturday streams though. Like they're kind of fun.
I was
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking about that, and to be honest, on top of the obvious, right, that Vanessa is a female and people on Twitch like females, obviously, but on top of that, the production value.
Talking about you can't see cleavage in the show. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
That was
That's
cap. But the production value on those days is like a lot higher. Like we both
I
get
wonder
dressed
why.
up. We both get nice. We both on camera. There's
wonder
two.
why.
There's two people to read chat and talk. We got music
No,
during the
one.
You
stream.
still ain't reading it, boy. You still ain't reading it, boy.
Man.
So
Jackal, how the fuck you been?
I've been here. Just been chilling. COVID-19 stuff still getting on my nerves because my state still is like halfway under like quarantine. Like they did a soft reopen, but they're still trying to like practice social distancing, but it's about to
I
get
think
worse because
that's
people
what's,
are
like-
now starting to like really just they're taking the inch and they were given an inch and they're taking a mile. So
That's
my
pretty much
ass is
what's
still in the
going on.
house.
I think that's pretty much what's going on over here. Like today was fucking swooper and hot, bro. Like shit's getting stuck together that shouldn't be stuck together. You know what I'm saying? But like, nigga, like the highway was packed. Like what? Like it's mad traffic and people are surprised. My brother-in-law is like, yo, like I forgot how traffic. Like this traffic, like it was packed. So we had to take a shortcut and everything. Like no one gives a fuck.
So you still staying in? So can you go get a haircut now? Like
Yeah,
can you do
that's
that?
how I was able to get my my hair braided and stuff. Because my stylist finally like came down from her fucking like perch, her little place of isolation, and started taking clients again. So
That's what's
like,
up.
yeah,
Like
but
a
it's
little
just that they put on the news like, all right, look, we're gonna let you guys go to more stuff, but please still practice social distancing. Motherfuckers still not listening. Motherfuckers is couldn't wait to crowd the streets. So I'm still in the house, and not to mention my job is still affected by the COVID-19 stuff because it's mail based. So with all this low activity going on, it hasn't really been a lot of mail. So I'm still not working, which is really shitty. And I just realized that I could apply for unemployment due to loss of work, which I didn't realize until like a couple weeks ago. So I'm really sorry about that.
A lot of people have been doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you could do that. I
fuck
thought you had to be completely out of work.
No.
I got
As long
my
as you've been
story.
removed from work within the
Yeah.
last like some.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
If you are even currently working, like if you had a job, like if you're working 2 jobs and you lost one of the jobs, you can claim unemployment for that job and still be working the other one and collect unemployment for that one.
Nice.
Really?
Croissant, how
Yeah.
the fuck you been, bro?
I don't think people was done, but yeah, I'm
Oh,
good.
you not done? My fault.
I don't know. I thought people were explaining like work and shit.
Nah, go ahead,
Enjoy.
go ahead, son. How you been, bro?
I'm pretty good, pretty solid, you know. You know, we still in
Man,
Spain.
it's like croissant.
What? Still in Spain?
Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, yeah, I said I'm pretty good. You know, we still in Spain, permanent residence.
Is the S still silent?
Yes, sir. It always is.
How's that condo?
Shit, excellent. You know, it's real nice out, but we can't go nowhere because social quarantine and shit. But hey, be good.
I hear you talking to Tom.
I'm talking to Wonderful.
I can hear.
I just got Animal Crossing. Just pretty good.
We can tell.
Fuck Tom Nook again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you gonna tell me $50,000 for giving me for taking me to this island, and giving me a tent.
Yep.
Give me basic necessities, bro. What kind of shit is this?
And now you stuck there on vacation.
Yeah.
What in debt, nigga? 50,000 down.
I got zero money. Tom put me $50,000.
Yo, shout out to Tom.
He's gonna
Yo.
make you work for it.
They got his hand
Bro.
in everybody's pocket.
Shout out to that nigga Nook. We don't fuck with him.
Yo, what about you, DTV? How things been going in the 6?
Any more Asians on the way on your ass?
What?
Wait,
What? Any more Asians?
Yeah,
This is
the
shit we
Asians
talk
got
about
locked
with
up
you,
in-
Howie.
No, I'm talking about you were telling us the other day you got them locked up in your basement.
So we don't do that here. Howie.
Yeah.
We don't do that here.
Howie on that racist shit again.
Oh my
We
goodness.
don't do that here.
That's not racist shit, nigga. You
Get out.
serious, boy. You wasn't stable. But DTV, how the fuck you been though?
Howie, you don't want me to get you. You don't want it. You really don't. I've got the power to destroy you.
Nah, DTV, stop fucking that shit.
I got it all.
I have the long hand of the law on my side.
Okay, that picture, that's not like what y'all think. I was thinking, I was like,
Hey, let's do it.
Oh, I saw you. I see you deleted it again. What happened? Here, I'll put it back in for you.
Man, like, I was thinking, I was stressing,
Oh
I was
shit.
fixing my hair, bro.
Oh.
And I'm hiding shit.
Why you got
Oh.
no shirt on in that picture?
Oh man, unbuttoned too.
For work.
It's unbuttoned.
Come on now.
Oh, you was big relaxing, huh?
Bro. Man, DTV, how you been, dog?
I've been all right. I talked to my boss earlier in the week, telling him I'm like how you guys doing? Like, is it okay if I come back next week, like Monday?
Mhm.
And he was saying they had to let a bunch of people go because it's very slow. So I don't even know if I have a job to go back to.
Oh
wow.
shit.
Oh, that's petty, bro.
I don't think that's not petty.
It's a important situation. Is how things are
That's
right now.
tough.
Yeah, tons of people lost their jobs. I
You
think
can always become an essential worker.
I have a
I
feeling
guess
once it
in
starts
my
picking up,
situation-
I'll get brought back because like they like me and everything, and it is just weird timing. But
You be wearing your caps at work.
oh yeah, I got different ones though, just for work.
Oh shit.
I got
They got
Kassan. You didn't see them all.
They got more.
You got a whole
I've left
collection.
them everywhere.
Secret stash.
Oh,
I've
ensemble.
got 5 for every day of the week.
Those are rookie numbers. You need to bump them up.
The
Oh, no,
rookie
yeah.
numbers. Rookie
That's it.
numbers.
So
Yeah, EI and cocaine. That's how my life been. for one
Cocaine. Oh
Yo,
shit.
y'all, okay. So I don't want to say how I've been. I just want, well,
we can
I got
show
a
you.
story. Shut up. Bro, like, okay, so some bullshit happened on my job, dog. Like, that I quit. I ended up quitting my job basically because like bullshit. I took it as a sign that I gotta go. So y'all interested in this? Yo, fuck.
Go ahead. How you already started? Might as well finish it again.
Hey, before I start, you can post that one in the chat in the video. I don't care about that one. That one's fucking hilarious.
Which one? Oh, you talking about Spider-Man nigga? I got you.
yeah, that's a good person, bro. I thought he was in there.
Oh shit.
He smells the weed. He's like, spider senses are tingling, boy.
That's a
so-
good one. That's a good one.
I know it was a good one. The dad's gonna get that.
Gotta get creeped on by fucking spider.
Alright, so basically
Oh,
what
yeah,
happened
dude.
this week was I quit my job because this bitch at work wanted talking about all that. I tried to hit on her, for which one I didn't, and two, that she feels uncomfortable working with me. and some other niggas like kind of backing her up, but it's like on some bullshit. Like they're both just ganging up on me because I did they ass petty the other day.
What'd you do to them? I ain't hear about this.
I mean, I didn't do anything either, but I guess I showed up to work late, and I guess she had to like work alone, and she felt some type of way about it. I don't know, nigga. That's just me assuming. But basically, like, I didn't like these people talking about I hit on her. But it's like we only worked together 3 times, and the first time we talked, and I said we vibed. Like I said, we talked and shit. And then the next 2 shifts after that, we ain't talked for shit like that. And I sent her ass home early, one of them. So like, what you mean you feel unsafe, man? I'm sending you home. Is that why? Cause your check's not secured?
Why'd you send her home early?
Cause my boss told me to. That's how it works.
Oh.
I'm not sending people home early just because like for the fuck of it, bro. Like,
Howie's like, leave me.
Yo, but I don't know.
I go bored of your presence.
Okay, I understand that, but why'd you quit so easily though? I mean, like if she said that, like did the boss tell you that like you can't come back?
The boss just said that. Just told my cousin to tell me, Petey, shout out to Petey. They're like, oh, I'll have one more small fuck up and I'm done. But like, I took that as a sign because I've been thinking of quitting this job for a long ass time. Like, it's just too political, too toxic for like the shit that it's offering, and it's like it's not worth it, bro. Like, and I just took that as a sign. That's it. It's time to move on. I gotta move on anyway. I know my life situation. I gotta be out of here like in a certain amount of weeks. I gotta be situated and shit. Now I gotta find a new job that pays better. $9 a fucking hour.
Yeah, that I don't get it. You should have fucking gone after his ass, because if it's below minimum wage and he's taking tips, you could sue his ass.
Yeah, that's some.
Yeah, but we're not even on the fucking where it's on the table, nigga. So like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's just as bad. You still could have got him.
Some villainous shit right there. Taking tips.
That's villain shit. But
I don't know. You want to name the place?
Call him and ask for a chicken Bugatti.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they don't got chicken Bugattis.
Damn, bro, if I get if one of my coworkers gets doing this and then hears about the chicken Bugatti, they gonna know I was in on it.
I'm just hungry. I want a sandwich.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to tell that.
Yeah,
I want to.
Jackal. These motherfuckers called my work, asked for chicken Bugattis. Like they didn't even know. Like my supervisor didn't know what to fucking say. Like she just said that they had that shit. They had that at Domino's.
Yeah, she was wrong. I went to Domino's. They didn't have it.
Yo, you guys are like who? But you guys supposed to be a very reputable sandwich shop, and you guys don't carry chicken Bugatti. Like we're in the city. Can I go for chicken Bugatti, huh?
You guys out here selling $40 sandwiches, and you only got chicken Bugattis.
Cheese is extra.
Howie, now that you don't work there anymore, should I put up that Yelp review?
Oh my god!
Don't just be.
That's gonna ruin his brand. They always don't carry chicken Bugattis.
Yo, I showed my brother-in-law and my sister that today, and they started laughing, bro. How we didn't offer to fix
chicken Bugatti like the 2020 version of the McGangbang or something?
No.
Made up.
So it comes from Jackal.
You ever had the McGangbang?
It's from it's from the chat.
What is it? What is it? It's 2 cheeseburgers and a junior chicken, right? Or
it's some shit like that.
It's 2 burgers and a McChicken. Yeah.
So Jackal, DTV had ordered a sandwich, and he was so displeased with the sandwich he got because they literally got everything on it wrong. The only thing they got right was the bread. And he said he ordered a pizza sub, but he said that like the actual name of the sandwich he got was so ridiculous. Like he said it was like chicken something. I think it was like chicken pastrami, but he got that shit.
Pastrami,
but it was something like
chicken bougalise or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but they instead of saying that, they were just like a chicken Bugatti sandwich, and that's where that shit came from.
But you know what's funny though? Why I fucked up my sandwich? The first time I sent him 2 Italian beefs. This shit had hot dinner on it. The second time, that shit had cheese on it, and he didn't want that.
Yeah, he fucked it up twice. I can see where that guy was upset. Fuck you, Howie. ruining
Bro,
sandwiches.
that nigga, bro.
I don't want
Tom-
cheese on my shit. Why you putting cheese on my shit?
And
He
that's
was
just
on-
extra.
He was so hungry, he would have been so snarky, nigga. He would have been contacting me and trying to make it a thing, bro. If he was that hungry, he would have made over a point about it instead of hanging up on my ass.
Yo, the thing that I found the most hilarious is that they had this nigga Howie working the phones. Like this was the nigga on the phone working the
How
phone
you can
call.
barely talk. Why are you
Yeah.
getting him handling?
Nah, bro. I'm telling you, when I got my customer service voice on, bro, it's like,
Oh yeah.
hey,
You're a different breed, huh?
how can I help you?
You're a different breed.
So then he goes on the phone like y'all want cheese on that sandwich or like you want
Okay, you guys charge $1 extra for cheese, so you just start putting cheese on everything automatically for some reason.
Bro, and this motherfucker had the audacity to I didn't offer anything. Boy, I did. You just hung up on my goofy ass.
what were you gonna offer him? Some more cheese?
I want to goddamn cheese on my sandwich. Some goddamn cheese on my shit, man.
You mess with my meal, man. I pay good
Good
money.
money.
JJmondo, how have you been?
You asked me that already. I told you about it. Yeah.
Yo,
This is the power of Howie. Howie would take the whole conversation and then like put it through a loop.
I'm on for perk, man.
Yeah, we
What
are.
I do.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching episode 12 of the podcast. We was joined today, special guest, Jackal, PrettyBoyJackal.
Yeah.
You can guys follow him on Twitter at PrettyBoyJackal. You can find him on Twitch, twitch.tv/watchthearmory. Yes, and you can also find all of his socials along with all of our socials in the description below. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in, and that's been us.
You heard me?
Peace.
You're,
See ya.
you know, I'm handsome Howie deuces.
No, you're not, Howie. Don't-
Cap.
Ow, you ugly as shit, boy.